Hello, hope you're having a great day. Today I'm starting the video way late in the day. It's actually 5 to 8 in the evening and I've just come to my beautiful girlfriend Kat's work to pick her up because I had to drop her off earlier because I needed to use her car. And today has been another disaster day, but yeah, it's absolutely fine. You know, the ups and downs of life mean that some days are better than others, but yeah, it's been a bit of a disaster in terms of trying to get my favourite car on the road, very similar to yesterday. Yeah, I'll come to that in a minute. Last night, I was literally in agony all night. Like, I was hardly getting any sleep. My injured shoulder was absolutely killing me. Like, it was really bad. Like, I just kept getting woken up by it and then kept not being able to go back to sleep because of it, no matter what position I got myself into. Yeah, I just really didn't get much sleep at all last night, which is really annoying. You know, sleep is, you know, really important, obviously. You know, I do occasionally suffer from insomnia, which hasn't been an issue now for ages, thankfully. But yeah, if I don't get any rest, like due to an injury, it really affects how the next day is going to go. So when I took Kat to work this morning, I basically went back home and decided I was going to go back to sleep because I felt like I hadn't rested properly. I decided to drop some painkillers before I went to sleep, and that meant I needed to eat something first so that I could have the stronger painkillers that Kat's got, because, you know, they need to be taken with food. So, you know, I had some toast, cheese on toast, and then dropped those painkillers and then went to bed. But I still wasn't really able to sleep properly. I ended up staying in bed until about, I think, 10, so roughly 2 hours, you know, but just kept waking up like every 10 minutes, which is just annoying. I don't know what it is, whether like painkillers just take ages to kick in with me or what, but they didn't seem to do anything. Once I did get up at 10 and once I started, you know, cracking on with stuff, then the pain didn't seem as bad. So yeah, I think the painkillers just took a while to kick in. But you know, in terms of my morning routine, like, it was a flop. I didn't go for my walk, I didn't write in my journal, I didn't meditate, I didn't do any kind of workout, even though on a Thursday I do legs at home. I've kind of already decided that I might not be going to the gym for my other 2 sessions this week. I might not even go to boxing on Saturday, like, because this shoulder, it really is bad. Like, it is like probably worse than I've ever had, like a shoulder injury. Annoyingly, I've got that sort of trap sort of pain that I've had before as well. So yeah, I'm falling apart. Like, I mean, it's no secret that I do work out quite a lot, you know, for a 38-year-old that has spent his whole life not working out and not being fit and healthy. You know, I don't want to say that I'm overtraining. You know, what I'm doing is easily doable. It's just that this shoulder pain for the last month or so, I think, it's sort of been going away, and then I do a boxing session and it's there again, and then it goes away and then I do a boxing session and it's there again. I've sort of never let it heal, but yeah, felt like it's hasn't really been getting much worse. But you know, this time it really is a lot worse. I don't know if it's something to do with the fact that I've done head sparring in boxing the last 2 sessions, and then before that I didn't do much head sparring. You know, most of my sessions were with Coach Saud, like for the month before that, which is more sort of fitness based. So I don't know, but I'd like to think that if I really rest it now, it's not going to be like a tragic injury, but it is clearly injured. So yeah, this morning I just wasn't able to bring myself to go for my walk, to write in my journal, to meditate, you know, and that's all mental, right? It's nothing to do with the fact that my shoulder's hurting. You know, I still could have gone for my walk, it would have done me good. Still should have written in my journal, it would have done me good. Still could have done my leg session, you know, it would have done me good. But mentally, because I hadn't had much sleep, because I was in pain, yeah, I just wasn't able to bring myself to do it. And I remember in that moment knowing that it was the wrong thing to do to not go through my morning routine. So, you know, my conscience was there telling me that I should do all the things that I need to do. And then, you know, the lazy side of my brain, which is always there, was, you know, using my pain as an excuse to not do everything that I need to do. You know, even when I sort of got back from dropping Kat off at work and decided that I was going to go back to bed, I remember having a thought like that was the wrong thing to do. I should have just stayed up. But I've always got that inherent laziness that will always look for an excuse to take the easy way out. And the easy way out is to go back to bed, right? But when I'm in pain, or, you know, not mentally strong, that's when I'm more prone to giving in to the lazy side of my mind. And yeah, that's what happened this morning. And I'm not going to sit here now and say that going back to bed was justified, or say that not going for my walk around a block and writing in my journal and meditating was justified. It wasn't. Like, you know, it would have been better if I did those things, but, you know, in that moment, I flopped, essentially. Now, in terms of the cars, I managed to find the part that I thought was at fault, seeing as the parts that I changed yesterday didn't solve the issue. So, yeah, managed to find somewhere local that had it on the shelf, but, you know, I had to order it and then pick it up at like 3 p.m. And, yeah, went and got that and then went round to the garage and fitted that part. And as it turns out, that still hasn't solved my issue. So I think the part that I was fitting yesterday, you know, I don't want to spoil it for people that watch the videos, but basically, you know, it's a part that is made up of many parts, and one of those parts I've changed and the other one I haven't. So I think there's like compatibility issues. That's where I'm at now. That's all I've got to go on. And yeah, you know, it's really late by the time I got around there because I didn't collect the part till 3 p.m. And, you know, between sort of 11 a.m. or whatever it was and 3 p.m, that did give me an opportunity, you know, once I'd sort of snapped out of just sitting there scrolling and watching some YouTube videos, that gave me an opportunity to, you know, get my head in my MacBook, do some posts and stuff that I needed to do today. And yeah, then I started editing the video that I'm filming still at the moment on the other channel. But yeah, by the time I got around to the garage, fitted that part, found out that hadn't solved my issue, then I was ready to like start tearing the car apart again to replace the part that I now think is not compatible with the new part with another part I've got in the garage, another used one, which is the same part, but it's a different size. Again, hard for me to explain without spoiling it. So yeah, I have got another one of these parts that I now think isn't compatible, which is, you know, one of the measurements of it is different. So it's, you know, possible that fitting that might work. That might be compatible with the other part that goes with it that I have bought. And yeah, I was going to dive into ripping the car apart, and realistically I wouldn't have had time to get very deep into the job without it getting dark and without me being late to pick Kat up. So, you know, I made the correct decision to start that job. You know, I've started taking it apart, but get to a point where I can then put the car away and get here to pick Kat up on time, which is what I've done. But what I'm thinking now is I want to go home and at least do that leg session that I missed out on, because I think it will do me good. You know, working out every day does me good, even if it is only a little bit. Like, and that's why I say to people, look, you know, you might look at me and think what I'm doing is extreme, and you might think that I'm only doing it because I'm nuts and a bit crazy. And you know what, you might be right, but what I am doing is working when you compare my life now to my previous life, where I was struggling to prevent myself sniffing cocaine at every given opportunity. So, you know, in these situations, you know, it might take me until the end of the day, but I'm grateful that I always end up sort of snapping out of it and at least going to do something in terms of my working out and stuff. And that's what I intend to do today. You know, earlier on, I sort of would have decided to, you know, crack on with my leg session at least. But, you know, in my head, it was like, right, I want to get this part from the car parts place and get round to the garage to try and solve what's going on in my car. And tomorrow is the day of this event that I wanted to take my favourite car to. And I am kind of thinking that I don't want to throw the towel in yet, and I might rush around to the garage tomorrow morning to fit this other part that I've got to see if it solves the issue. But that might then affect what I can do in the morning in terms of my morning routine and stuff. And that's a decision I'm going to have to make tomorrow morning, because doing all this fitness stuff and, you know, my morning routine, etc., is more important than the cars. It's more important than YouTube, as I've said before. But, you know, maybe, seeing as I'm injured, seeing as I won't be doing much of a workout tomorrow, maybe I can cut my morning routine short, or yeah, rearrange stuff so that I can get round to the garage tomorrow stubbornly to see if I can have a last ditched attempt at getting this car back together in time for this event tomorrow, which I'll probably go to even if we have to go in this car, because it is big and people are talking on the internet. It seems like loads of people are going. But yeah, as I say, right now, once I pick Kat up, I'm going to go home and I'm going to at least bang out that leg session. You know, I can do the lunges, I can do the calf raises at least, before I then jump in the shower or whatever. So yeah, today has been a bit disastrous, a bit of a flop, but, you know, because of the way that I see things nowadays, you know, a lot of people would be literally tearing their hair out now after, you know, pulling the car apart multiple times, you know, over the last couple of days, and, you know, everything failing. But, you know, I just see the world different. Like, I see every challenge as a good thing. Like, every failure, it's a good thing. It's a chance for me to test my sort of mental strength. And, you know, when you sort of step back and look at it, you know, I didn't get much sleep last night. I've got an injury in my shoulder. I've ripped my car apart like 3 times in the last couple of days and still haven't been able to rectify the situation. And I'm still here, like, feeling fine, feeling grateful for the life I've got. Like, you know, there's way more important things in life than cars and money. So, yeah, I'm still loving life. And yeah, like, things that would have broke me in the past and things that would break a lot of people, like, they just don't anymore. And I put that down to the fact that I do put my fitness, you know, whether it be physical or mental, before everything. Yeah, grateful for this weird life that I live. Today I'm having a relatively low calorie dinner, just the 1 chicken breast, 2 eggs and a mega salad. I'm actually going to try and see if we can watch the new Roadhouse movie on Amazon Prime, which has got Conor McGregor in it. Well, the Roadhouse movie was awesome, and now it's gone 11, so it's time for us to go to bed. I know this video's been a bit short because of my utter flop this morning, but yeah, let's see what tomorrow brings. I'm hoping I'm going to be able to get to sleep tonight, despite the pain in my shoulder. And yeah, I am actually up for getting myself around the garage pretty early tomorrow and just have a last attempt at trying to get this car ready for tomorrow's event. Because, yeah, reading all the messages in the group chat for the event, it just seems like it's going to be massive. And I don't think I can miss it, but I'd love to go in my own car, but we'll see how that goes. And, you know, if I'm going to be getting around the garage early tomorrow, that might mean that I'm going to have to half-ass my morning routine, which isn't ideal. But, yeah, we'll just see what happens tomorrow when I wake up tomorrow. But for now, massive thanks to everyone who's tuned in. Feel free to get in touch through my social media or just drop a comment below this video. But other than that, I'll chat to you tomorrow.